Abalori here with 1720 Finance, and got lots to talk about, lots to discuss, and yeah, I have been away. Well, let me go back. Welcome everybody to 1720 Finance. I am Abalori. I am a board certified registered nurse of over 20 years, and I dibble and dabble in finance and tech, and this is my channel dedicated to sharing my debt-free journey with you all and giving you some tips and tricks that I have learned through this journey to help you navigate the world of getting out of debt. My goal for getting out of debt is simply put, I want to eliminate all of the debt that I have except for student loans and my mortgage. Debt free to me currently right now is not having any debt outside of my student loans and my mortgage. We all know that unless you come from a wealthy background, or you have some type of money laying around, or you're just in a position where you were able to purchase your home outright and pay for your education, then of course you may not have debt. But for some of us, we had to utilize the loan option to do what we needed to do. And so today I am coming to you with a quarter one recap. So for many of you who may or may not know, typically businesses and people who plan ahead of time, they typically plan in quarters, and quarters are usually every 3 months. So January, February, March is quarter one. April, May, June is quarter two. July, August, September is quarter three. October, November is quarter four. So in most business worlds, the year is broken off into 4 quarters, roughly 3 months or so, and this is how we plan, future plan. We look for opportunities to improve. We also look at the mistakes that we made so that we won't repeat them and kind of be doomed going into the next quarter. And so I typically plan by quarters, but in each quarter I do also plan monthly, and that is what we're here to talk about today, is how quarter one ended. Being as though today is April 1st, you guys will be getting this video raw, uncut, in the full because yeah, I'm just not gonna edit much. I'm just gonna put it out there and have you guys take a look at what I did or didn't accomplish in quarter one. And again, quarter one being January, February, March. So this is my quarter two goal sheet. I have not had a chance to fill it out yet. I will be filling it out probably sometime today because I'm a little behind, and that is going why am I behind is for another date, for another video. But just know I have increased my hours in work, and thus I just don't have as much free time to record and do things that I normally would do if I had not picking up extra hours to pay off debt. But so that is what quarter one, my quarter two sheet looks like. It's exactly as quarter one, except for it says quarter two goals, and right now it is currently blank. So to get started, quarter one, I would say was 85. No, I would say it was a strong 92% productive. I was able to do a few things that I typically probably would not have done. I did get that out of the way. I was able to pay down and pay on some bills. I got that done and out of the way, and now we are rounding here out in quarter three, and I'm probably going to be updating this in real time as I talk to you guys. So just bear with me and follow along, and I am going to get my red pen out so that we can mark off some things, mark on some things, and kind of just touch base with where we are. So for quarter one, again, those months being January, February, and March, what happened? So my goals for quarter one was to pay off 4 debts. This was my quarter one. However, I only got to pay off 2 debts. So I'm just going to put 2 debts paid. I think it might have been 3, but I'm gonna double check. But I definitely know 2 for sure were paid. And so the 2 debts that I didn't pay, or the one that I didn't pay, will more than likely carry over into quarter 2, and that's fine. Post 4 YouTube videos each week. I did not get a chance to do that just because, again, I increased my hours at work, so I just didn't have the time. I'm only one person, so I didn't get the time to record as many videos as I like. But I think, again, going forward, I am just going to post every other week, the beginning of the month, and then mid-month, and then the last video of the month. So I'm going to just dumb this down to recording 3 videos for the month, because right now, until I lessen my hours, it's just going to be working that way. And hopefully you guys can see. Let me bring this a little closer. And so, create a basic list workbook. I have actually done that, you guys. I have created just a basic workbook that you all could purchase for little to next to nothing. For if you're starting out in your debt-free journey, you want a budgeting tool, something easy, something straightforward, then this is the book for you. I'm going to be tweaking it, and I will probably, hopefully, have it ready sometime in May, the beginning of June. But I'm just going to give myself 60 days to just kind of review it. So I'm just making notes for myself. So based on the goals that I had set for quarter 1 were actually broken down into the months. So January, I did increase my work hours. I actually was eating out less in January. I was saving money, having more home cooked meals. It does play a big part in why I was able to successfully pay on and pay off some debt. Is because I work a lot, and it was always easier to order something or be on the go, and I just lessened that. So I don't eat out as much. I'm making meals at home and taking them for lunch, and so that has been working out good for me. So again, I have been organizing my bills to pay, and that has been working out. Those were my goals for January, and again, those goals I were able to meet. For February 2026, I continue to increase my work hours. I updated my debt payoff balance, and you guys just wait until you see some things. Yeah, I'm really ecstatic about this. And so I don't have a car payment anymore, and I'll explain that. I was paying on an old van that my ex-husband, I helped him get. He did not honor, of course, the terms, and so I was stuck paying the rest of the payment when they came and got the car, and I have successfully paid that off, and so we'll talk about that. And for March, rounding out, again, continue to pay down debts, increase my work hours, and settle small debts to 0, which I'm close to doing. But for the most part, the 2 that I needed to pay off have been paid. So that rounds out quarter 1. January, this was my January calendar. Nothing to, nothing to, special about that. I'm trying to zoom out a little bit. Nothing special about that. My money tracker, I was trying to track money that I spent. I was not successful. I just had to keep a running total by checking my bank account every day. I couldn't keep up. Month of goals. So in addition to my quarterly goals, I have a month of goals, and I pretty much did this. I meditated every day, read my Bible, did some journaling. I did not get my Spanish done. Time just wasn't on my side. I did pay off 2 debts in the month of January. I completed my budget journal guide, and I did post to social media, so that was good. And again, this is for the month of January. The scripture for the month of January was the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender, which we know is so true. if the rich do rule over the poor, if we are a slave to the person we're borrowing or the entity that we're borrowing money from, be it our loan companies, for a lot of us it's loan companies, it's any company that you have to make a payment agreement with, we are a slave to that lender as the borrower. And that is the mindset that I am trying to get out of. For the most part, I am out of it. Like, I really do not aspire to have any loans hard, but that is my goal. So those were just my monthly goals. And for my monthly budget of January, everything was pretty much paid. I just kept the running expense of the things that were paid, and the things that I did pay, I paid. The things that I did not pay, I just simply couldn't pay for whatever reason. Yeah, sometimes it be like that. So as we round out February, again, February's calendar, nothing too special with that. My month of goals for the month of February was to complete my Bible Talk series on stress. I did that, and it was a very good Bible study topic on stress. I think I'm going to link it here below in the show notes so that you guys can have access to it. I don't get a commission, I don't get a kickback, but if you are dealing with some high stress, especially in these difficult times and dealing with finances, this is a good video for you, a good series for you to study from. I did not go over my Spanish, and for the most part I did journal daily. There were just maybe a few days in between where I did not journal, but for the most part I did. My financial goals were to pay off 2 debts. I didn't get a chance to pay off 2 debts, but I was paying on debt. I did count my debts left to pay, how many that I have. I have those wrote down, so that was a plus. And continue my real estate investment. I had to stop, but I am going to be resuming my weekly contribution to my real estate investment, and I usually just invest $20 a week, and I'm just going to watch that continuously grow. Scripture of the month was write the vision and make it plain on tablets, so he that may run with it. For the revelation awaits an appointed time. Wait for it, though it tarries. And that was Habakkuk 2:13. Everybody knows about write the vision and make it plain. If we don't write a vision for getting out of debt, if we're not making it plain so that whoever sees it, so that whoever comes upon it, he may run with it. That means it's something that he could implement, something that he could do right then and there, something that it won't take a lot of energy for him to do. That is how I am interpreting this particular scripture as it relates to helping you guys. As you see my vision, as I'm writing it down, as I'm making it plain, no fluff, no thrills, none of that. You can implement these same things too to help you get out of debt. Okay. So for the month of March, it was a very, very, very successful. I was able to pretty much pay every single bill that I have. And I will say, yeah, I paid off every bill that I had, and it was the only bill that I think I didn't pay was my Columbia gas, and I will explain that going forward probably in the next video. But I actually paid a double portion in the month of March, and we will get to that. But I pretty much paid everything. So my total expenses were $2,860.48. The difference for what I paid was $1,558.19. And yeah, I would definitely say February was a very successful month for me in terms of working and paying off bills, getting caught up on debt. It was very, very, very successful for me. And yeah, I'm thankful. I'm thankful, you guys. All right. Moving into March. March calendar was kind of stagnant because, again, you guys, I have been working 2 jobs, and so I just wasn't able to get down and do what I wanted to do in my calendar. But just know I did pay my bills, and we're gonna talk about that right now. So as of today, and today is actually April 1st, and so this is just going to be reactive or retrospective, I should say, for yesterday, March 31st. So as of March 31st, my mortgage was paid. No issues there. Dominion Power was paid. I am currently at a balance of $34 and some change, and I'm going to look at my spreadsheet that I have. So my Dominion Energy is $39.42. So that's a $9.42. That is currently where we are. Columbia Gas, y'all, I have a zero balance. I actually had a credit. I don't know how I got a credit, but I think I know how. I signed up for budget billing. So this is where I'm going to kind of talk to you guys about something that I am going to implement. I have implemented going forward, and I'm going to do that with my Dominion Power as well. So here in Virginia, we have had an issue for the winter months, starting probably late November all the way up until March, where our bills were extremely high. If you've been paying attention to the news, you know that here in the Hampton Roads area, for some reason, our gas bills and our electric bills were like triple times what they normally were. So for some reason, my Columbia Gas bill was $827.60. Now, mind you, I do run my heat. I'm a person, I don't like to be cold sitting in my house, and I live in a fairly nice size house, so I don't like to be cold. And so because of that, because of the rate hikes, rate increases, taxes and everything, my bill was $827.60. Of that, I made a payment on March 17th, 26 of $6.03. That is what I needed, of course, to not, for it not to be disconnected, so to speak. I actually went and I paid the $603, and then I turned around and I signed up for the budget billing. I called them. I asked the lady, I knew what budget billing was. I asked the lady the pros and cons about it. Pretty much, I am going to test it out for the next year and see how it does. And like she told me, it might not be as helpful, or your bill, you might not see a big shift in the next few weeks, because we're transitioning from winter to spring. So like right now, my heat is not on, my AC is not on. So she explained to me, you may not see that big of a difference right now, but you'll probably see where the budget billing is going to kick in. You earn credits, this, that, and the third, how to explain it. I'm not going to like get in details here, but basically in short, you are allotted so much money. They have basically said for the next couple months, your bill is going to be $110. If you don't use $110 worth of gas, then we're going to credit you that $110, and then your bill will be zero. So I am assuming that for the month of March, my bill was less than $110. I think that's what she quoted me, $110, $120. Typically, my bill usually runs about that every single month. But she basically said, we're going to basically give you a credit. As long as you stay under 110, your bill is probably going to be zero. Now, 110, 120, hard stop. When the summer months come and then I have to turn around and start using the AC, whatever I use in the AC, they're going to go ahead and credit me $110, and then I have to pay the balance, or I'm just going to have to pay that 110, whatever's left over. I can accumulate that all year, and then at the end of the year, I can pretty much pay off whatever is left. But like she said, you won't see much of it until you probably having to start running your AC and your heat when it starts to get cold again. So long story short, I signed up for budget billing. I'm going to go ahead and sign up for budget billing for Dominion Power. For Dominion Power, just to see how this works for me. This may be a great thing for you if you are trying to get out of debt, and one, it's a set number that you're paying for every month, regardless of if your usage goes up or your usage goes down. They call it budget billing. So we're going to give you a budget. If you go over that, you're responsible for paying the difference. If you stay at that level, then we'll give you a credit and it'll be zero. That's probably the best way that I can explain it. And so I signed up again for Columbia Gas. So my budget billing kicked in. I don't owe anything for this month. I wanted to cry tears of joy when I looked at my bill. I think it was on either Sunday night or Monday. And I just wanted to cry tears of joy because I was not expecting that to happen. Or at least not this fast. So I'm going to again sign up for Dominion Power and see if that helps to pay, a portion of my bill when it gets in the high months. So I'm good with that. HRSD is $580. I have a payment arrangement scheduled for next week, and that's to pay half of this bill. That was one of the bills that I did not pay, and the other bill that I'm going to pay Friday is going to be my alarm system. That is going to be $135. I'm going to go ahead and pay for February and March's to get that out of the way. Then I will be done with that. And Home Shield, I paid. That automatically comes out. That's my Home Shield. That's my warranty company for pretty much anything that breaks in my house, like appliances and stuff like that. They'll fix. Files, I've scheduled to pay actually $104 this Friday on the 5th. So that will kick in, and then I'll just owe another 108 or 109. Excuse me, and that will take care of that bill. YouTube TV, again, that's automatic. That comes out on the 4th for $82.99. Geico has been paid. Gerber, there's some things I have to figure out with Gerber. I'm going to do that this month. I have a lot of things I have to do on the personal side when it comes to just making sure, like, if anything happens to me, my son's name is on everything. Every year, usually January, February is where I go in and I make sure that his name is on all of my 401ks, all of my anything that has to deal with retirement, 401ks. If something should happen to me, it'll all go to him. So this is the month I'm going to go ahead and fine tune that, because you just never know. And after what I went through with losing my mom, I think it's very pertinent that we prepare our kids or our loved ones should anything happen to us. My cell, I actually just paid a payment of $350 today, so I'm actually just going to put that here, and I paid that on 4/1. That's going to carry over, and that was in the amount of actually $340. It was like $330 something. I rounded it to $340, so I paid that today. Easy Storage, that was my storage company. That actually was paid on the 10th. So right now I have the month of April. That will bring me current to $223. So you guys, that is Q1 for me. I will be working on Q2 goals. I hope you find this helpful. I hope you can kind of gauge where I am in my journey of paying through debt. I am a person right now, I am the only person who's paying the bills in my house, and also I have a 21-year-old who's in college, so I do help. I do pay for his tuition. I help him buy his books. Well, most time he buys his books. Sometimes he'll ask me if the book is really expensive, if I can kind of cover half, and then he'll do the other half. Right now we are working to possibly get new cars, and this is where I don't want to incur a loan. But if I just need something reliable to get me from point A to point B. I'm not interested in the latest, greatest bells and whistles. As long as it's getting me back and forth to work, especially me being a home health nurse, I need a car to be able to go out and see my patients. That is my second income. And so right now we're kind of just I have to put my car in the shop, and so I don't know how much it's going to be for them to fix it. Even if it's worth fixing, I may have to ultimately get a new one. So I'm just going to see, even if I trade it in, what are they willing to give me for it. I might have to put anything down, but yeah, so that's going to be another video for another day. I just kind of wanted to come in and give you guys a roundup on quarter one, and quarter one has been successful in my eyes. And that is it. I'll see you guys in the next video. I will be tagging some resources down in this video, so please go ahead and read them if you are getting out of debt or you need some tools and some tips to get you out of debt. And the other thing is, please like, please subscribe, please share, please comment. And yeah, let's continue to get and be out of debt. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video in the next couple of days. Until then, have a blessed debt-free journey. Bye.
Days when I was losing faith, through all the tears and pain, still though I wouldn't trade. None of it wasn't it all making me something better than what I've been, and I want it, I'm loving it, let's run it on.